Yeah, I've had girls come up to me and slap me and say I hate you and then make out with me.
Alright guys, welcome to the the inaugural episode of Jack and Rich Shootin' the Shit. And today this isn't a lesson. We're just gonna shoot the shit, kind of talk about some stuff that's been rolling around in our heads. Maybe it'll be entertaining for you, maybe you'll learn a thing or two out of it, or maybe you won't like it at all. I guess we'll find out afterwards, won't we?
We will.
So, let's get started.
So, what are we shooting the shit about today, Jack?
Today we are talking about indicators of interest and of disinterest. But before we get into that, cheers.
Cheers.
As we're just shooting the shit, we're drinking. I highly recommend that those of you watching at home grab your very own adult beverage and join us for this, because it really does make this a lot better. Right, so we're talking about indicators of interest and indicators of disinterest. But the thing is that before we decided to shoot this video, Rich and I, we were talking about different indicators of interest, and I was like, well, that's not the same level as this one. And so we thought, well, what if we graded them, right? Like, what if we put them in levels? Not just levels of interest, but also in levels of disinterest.
Yeah.
Where like, a max level, so let's say a level 3 interest would be, she's like, so, do you live around here? And a level 3 disinterest would be,
yeah,
right, like, just peace out, you know? And so, I thought it would be a very fun topic for us to just kind of spitball and talk about.
Yeah. So, what do you want to start with? Should we start with the interest?
Yeah, let's start with different things that show interest, right? Oh shit, I forgot we were going to break this down into two different things, weren't we?
Oh yeah, so we're going to break this lesson.
Well, are we? Because it's not really a lesson. Like, let's just shoot the shit,
yeah,
and let's just spitball all the things at once, right?
Okay.
Why not?
So, should we start with level 1, or are we going to just say things and then put them in levels?
Yeah, let's just say things and put them in levels, but let's start with like the easier things, right?
Yeah.
And so for example, if I don't know, if I go up to a girl, if I approach a girl on the street,
yeah,
and she stops and we talk for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I would say that that's like level 1 interest, right?
Yeah.
But then if I'm just doing this to give us like a base on which to stand. So then if she's talking and we're talking for 3 to 5 minutes and there's a bit of touching and like a little bit of, hey, I like those, like, oh, that's so cute. Oh,
and she's agreeing to it.
Yeah, then I would say that those are like level 2 interest, and then level 3 interest would be like, yeah, actually, you know what? You do seem more interesting than my other friends. I'm gonna cancel my plans. Let's go grab a drink.
Yeah, so
that's
I'm free right now.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm gonna make myself free right now so that I can hang with you.
Yeah.
That's level 3 interest.
Because otherwise she's gonna just say she just wants to keep on shopping or walking around, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But if she suddenly like makes the time, yeah, that's level 3. Okay.
Yeah, that would be level 3. Is basically like, at this point, if you asked her to go on a date, she'd say yes. Mm-hmm. If you asked her to go home with you, she'd probably say yes, assuming that, you know, you're smooth enough, right? Level 3 interest is like maximum interest.
Yeah, because I mean, even if you do get to level 3 interest, you can still fuck it up by saying the wrong thing. Sure. It's never completely 100% gonna happen, but she's at that point where if you do say the right thing or suggest it in the right way, then yeah, she's going home. Right?
Well, and again, because we're not on a lesson, like, I'm not going to stick too hard to the nomenclature. Like, so in my lessons, for the guys from Dating Metrics and Options, in my lessons, I go through this whole thing about how whenever you're meeting a girl, you can take her interests. I teach you how to generate the interest, turn the interest into attraction, and the attraction is what you're actually using. And so, like, yeah, technically speaking, like, level 2 interest is attraction, and level 3 interest is like supreme attraction, but just for the sake of simplicity, let's just call it interest levels, right? Because these are all indicators of her level of either interest or disinterest, right? And so, like, nomenclature out the window for a minute, branding out the window for a minute. Let's just shoot the shit, right? So let's start with some different things, right? What if I'm in the bar, like right now? You guys can hopefully see that we're sitting in a bar, right? You can hear a little bit of the background music and stuff. So let's say I'm in a bar, and that cute girl across the way, she just gives me an eye. Not a wink, just like a little eyebrow raise and maybe a small smile. What would you call that?
Level, I'd say it's halfway between level 1 and 2. It depends. She smiled?
Yeah. But like a small smile, not like a
level
right?
1. Level 1.
Yeah, level 1. Level 1. I think so too. And that's generally like if you guys have heard any other game guys talk about IOIs or indicators of interest, that's usually what they're talking about, is level 1 indicators of interest, right? Like she looks at you, you guys make eye contact, you share a smile, a little bit of a knowing look, something like that. That would be a level 1 interest. What's a level 1 interest in text game?
In text game, well, she's replying to your messages.
Yeah.
She's not ghosting you.
Yeah.
So she will reply when you text her, but I'm not saying she'll then try and continue the conversation. She's replying.
So she's giving basic answers.
Basic answers, but she's still interested, right?
As in, if you said, like, just as an example, you said, hey, happy birthday, and she said, thanks. And you said, oh, did you have any plans today? You have something special tonight? And she says, I'm having a birthday party with friends, right? Like, she's literally just answering you.
Yeah.
That would be level 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then if she tries to continue the conversation and says, what about you? Are you doing anything tonight? That's level 2. Because she's actually asking, she's feeding back on what you're doing, right?
So where she's not just answering you, but also asking you questions to show a similar level of interest, right?
And then level 3 of text game would be when she is up for the idea of meeting you on a date. She's just down.
Yeah.
She says, that sounds fun, or whatever, or can't wait, or see you there, or whatever. That's level 3. So it's those few steps, isn't it?
Level 3 infinity is when she suggests the date. Right? Like that's because there's in text game, there's literally nothing higher than she suggests the date.
Yeah.
Now, so I think that this is going to be a really fun format for us once we get used to it. It's going to take us, sorry guys, it's going to take us a little bit to get used to this new format that's definitely not a lesson, where we're just talking. So I feel like there's probably a level, because like in text game, what would be level 3 disinterest? It would be ghosting, right?
Right, yeah.
And so I almost feel that like just answering, like straight answers, might even be a level 1 disinterest, right?
Might be, yeah, that's the thing, there's a crossover,
right?
Because it's just politeness. And some girls, they will keep replying. If it's like hours between replies and she's saying lol, or ha, or okay. So that's literally the bottom barrel before ghosting. Yeah. And so I'd say that's a level 2 disinterest. But I would even say that like just bare bones answers to your questions would be level 1 disinterest. Yeah. Whereas like a somewhat fleshed out answer, like it's at least in a sentence form, would be maybe level 1 interest. I think basically you just have to use your social intelligence to realize if it's just one word answers, hours between.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a disinterest level. But if it's quick fire, rapid responses, then you're at level 1 interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Now, obviously, this is literally just us
spitballing.
Yeah, just spitballing. Like throwing stuff up against each other's social intelligences and saying like, okay, in your mind, what does this sound like to you? What does this sound like to me? Right? Like
exactly.
That's all that this is.
All right. So here's an interesting one.
Okay.
When a girl sends you a selfie of herself looking good in the mirror.
Okay. But she's wearing clothes.
She's wearing clothes, yeah, but she's looking sexy.
So again, I think that this is going to come down to social intelligence because Because if she sends you something that's like, hey, my boyfriend told me he likes skirts, so I'm trying this one on. What do you think? You're the gay friend.
Yeah,
right? That's literally level 0 interest, where you're in the friend zone. By the way, guys, I've just decided level 0 interest is friend zone. Or she thinks of you as like the gay friend, right? Like where there's no interest or disinterest, you're just there.
I've had friends who basically they thought they were getting it on good with a girl, and she keeps sending this guy these provocative photos. Do you like my dress? And all this. What do you think of this? And she just kept doing that, and she never wanted to meet up. And she was literally just using this guy as a friend, getting his opinion on whether that would look hot on her date later that night with another guy. So you have to read each situation correctly and use your intelligence.
For sure. I would. So again, like I said, this is definitely not a lesson. So please don't take anything that we're saying here as gospel, guys. You really do need to be able to rely on your own social intelligence to suss out situations. Yeah. Don't just be like, oh, well, she's sending me selfies and Jack said that that's a level 2 interest. And so it's definitely an interest. Like, guys, feel it out for yourself. You know, and don't lie to yourselves, because like you do know when she's not interested, right? Like, you know, like deep down you know.
If she's sending you hot pics of herself, if she's flirting with you, but then every time you ask her to meet up, she ghosts or just says, I'm busy, then she's just using you for validation.
You're level 0,
and
bro.
You're level 0, you're in the friend zone. And you're that guy she's just like, who's safe, she can share everything with. And then after a while you'll notice, she'll start talking to you about some guy that's broken a heart or whatever.
Now, here's the thing, and this is a mindset that I know I used to have, right?
Yeah.
Like, a long time ago, whenever I first got started in this, I always thought to myself, like, well, now just to use today's nomenclature for the sake of it, I thought to myself, well, level 0 is still better than a negative level. So I would rather stay friend zone than have direct disinterest.
But now you completely disagree.
I completely disagree, right? Because like, listen, if a girl is giving me like very strong disinterest signals, if she's giving me some level 3 disinterest, if she's ghosting, or if she's, you know, just whatever, right? Like whatever disinterest, because we haven't gone through all that yet. But if she's giving me disinterest, I know to not waste my time.
Of course.
I know to move on.
But if she's giving you negativity and being angry or pissed off at you, then you know, then that's good, right?
Okay.
Because you're making her feel an emotion.
Now that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I meant negative levels as in like
sorry, I used the wrong word.
Right.
Okay, so I meant like drama, like she hates you. If a girl hates me, I know she wants, you know, she likes you.
So this is a fun fact, is that actually hate and love come in the same part of your brain. And so like oftentimes whenever someone says like, oh, I hate you so much, it's in like, it's just millimeters apart from love in the brain. And the brain is not actually all that great at distinguishing between the two. And so like whenever a girl is angry at you, when you can get her viscerally and visibly emotionally engaged in whatever way, even with anger, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
So,
and it's almost a level 3 interest. I mean, it's like something like teetering, you know?
Yeah.
It's a scale just like ready to just pop, like a hose, that's just full of pressure.
Yeah.
And it's just on the edge, and you know, just one little chip away, and just it's gushing out.
All you have to do is say the right thing, and it flips over, right?
Yeah. I've had girls come up to me and slap me and say, I hate you, and then make out with me. And multiple times, there's different situations where it's just like, you're such an asshole, I hate you so much, and then it's just hitting, and then just like a second later, it's just making out.
So I actually had to kind of train myself into that mindset where I accept, and not just accept, but like broadcast that I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and so I had to, but here's the thing is that, and I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea, because I didn't actually change my personality. And I didn't change the way that I acted or the way that I talked. Whenever I was young, when I was like 20, 21, guys told me, like older guys, they would tell me like, oh, just be an asshole and that works every time. And I didn't get it. And so I would like go out to bars and actually be an asshole. Like I would say just genuinely mean things, and I was surprised whenever it didn't work, right? Like, no, of course it doesn't work, because that's not actually the thing. So we haven't, maybe tonight is the night that we discover a new word for that thing.
So not asshole,
it's not being an asshole, right? But actually, it doesn't matter if we discover a new word for it or not, because everybody around you, especially the girls, they're gonna think of that as an asshole. And so like, to just be the asshole or the dick or whatever.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can package it. It's almost like as well, it's just like...
But don't actually be an asshole.
No.
It's not really
it's
even
more like you just tell the truth straight up and people can rely on you for being that, but sometimes it crosses a boundary where people are like, that guy's a dick, but actually they love the fact you're always open and honest. So it's like, a girl asks you, do you like my new shoes? And you say, no, I don't. Okay, do you understand? But the other guy next to you, he says, yeah, they're lovely, they're really nice. And then she says to you, oh, you're such an asshole. And then the other guy thinks he's winning, but she doesn't mean asshole. She actually likes the fact you told the truth. You're just kind of like real, you're there, you say what the truth is, and any girl, she can always trust a man who speaks his mind.
That's true. So in that given example, right? Like, hey, do you like my shoes?
Yeah.
The first thing that popped into my head was, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. You got into clown college. They look wonderful on you, right? Which, again, is an asshole remark, but
with a wink in the eye, right?
Right, like it's a silly, it's like cute, right? And that's actually what you're going for right there.
Yeah.
If you get that, if you get this, like the little punch in the arm, oh, that is level 3. That is level 3 interest
you're winning.
right there.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's 2.5, right?
Yeah, I'd say
I call it 2.5.
As soon as I start getting the arm punches, I'm just like, my eyes light up as well. I'm like, okay, it's on.